Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, July 30th, 2020. We're again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, particularly in the last few minutes. And I say this because in the last hour, the large financial institutions start becoming active. They are dealing with very smart people. They're dealing with the most money, the best technology, the best information, and they start to make their decisions at the end of the day. So I consider it smart money, and I like to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions in that last hour following the large institutions, and particularly in the last few minutes. So thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate you spending the time here. I always look forward to seeing everyone. I think we have such a great group. I'm really grateful for that. So thank you for investing your time here every day. And I hope it's helping with your trading and investing. So let's see. GM is here. Hey, GM. GM says, hi, Gary. It's Greg. I'm buying Amazon long for earnings and short Apple. Oh, interesting. Okay. So you're buying Amazon today, going into earnings long, and you're going to be short Apple. Interesting. Bought the Amazon 821 $3,400 calls. Okay, so you're expressing the trade in an option. And 4 hearts. Very nice. I don't think I've ever gotten 4 hearts before, GM, so thank you. Very nice of you, and thanks for coming by. Evan is here. Hey, Evan, good afternoon. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Dan is here. Hey, Dan, nice to see you. Brian M is here. Hey, good to see you, Brian. Great to see all of you. Okay, well, interesting day today. I woke up and the world seemed to be coming to an end. And now we have rallied way off the lows. The NASDAQ, or the Dow Jones, is down 204 points, down about 0.75%. NASDAQ actually very strong today, up 55 points, up 0.5%, and the S&P is down 10.4 points, down 0.32%. So a mixed bag. We have a huge earnings day today. We have Amazon, we have Facebook, we have Apple, we have Alphabet. Is that it? I think that's it. That's enough, right? So, all right. Well, interesting day. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, I'm going to come back, talk about my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, more importantly, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I have had a nice day trading day today. I'll share the day trades with you. After that, we're going to take a look at your positions that you've been kind enough to share with me up on the board, and we're going to see how those are doing. After that, we're going to switch gears for a minute, talk about some trader psychology, trader philosophy, good trading words of wisdom, just as important as talking about indicators and entries and exits. The psychology portion of trading is super important, so I do like to touch on it. After that, I have gone down through my watch list, and Kamal has been kind enough to share the results of his scan with me. There's quite a few, so we're going to go through those. Some of them look good. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First requirement, I want to make sure there's a confluence or combination of indicators lining up. And why is that important? Well, whenever I look at each indicator like MACD and RSI and ATR channels, moving averages, I look at those as potential groups of buyers, and you're going to put yourself in a position to have improve your chances to have a profitable trade dramatically if you're in the company with as many other groups of buyers. So how do I try to achieve that? If I look at each indicator as a group of buyers and I see several indicators, or in other words, several groups of buyers coming in together, then that's how I assess that there's multiple groups of buyers coming in together. In other words, to say more buyers. And remember, the more buyers, the better. So I'm going to go down through the watch list. I do have 3 requirements. Combination, confluence of indicators has to have a good risk to reward, at least 2 to 1. It's very important, everybody. It's very important. You can have the best setup in the world, but if your risk to reward doesn't make sense based upon valid support below you and valid and likely resistance above you, then I'm not going to take the trade. I want to be able to, if I'm going to risk $100, I want to be able to make 200 or more to the upside. And then number 3, very important, probably not talked about enough. Make sure you do not have too many positions. Make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. Try to get as diversified as you can. I like to diversify not only in the types of trades that I take, not only in the time frames that I take, but also certainly in the holdings that I take. And I think that's something that people don't spend enough time concentrating on. So I'm going to go down through that the candidates. If one of the stocks or 2 of the stocks, who knows, if they fit the criteria, then I will go ahead and enter at the end of the day. After that, after the market closes, if anybody has any questions, if they have any, they want clarification on anything, if they need me to take a look at any stock symbols, please put them in the chat. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at before the market closes, if you would find it helpful to get my opinion, please go ahead, put them in the chat. But please make sure you put an asterisk or an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I'll do my very best to get to it. And then lastly, if you have any new additions for me today to put up on the board, any additions or subtractions, if you could please wait till the end of the day when the market's closed and the pressure's off me, then I can make sure I get them on there correctly. All right, so that's the plan for today. So listen, hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let me make sure we're still on here. Yes, we are. GM says, LOL, sorry, what's your name? It's Greg. Not Gary, but Greg. You're not the first person to mistake me for Gary. But if you want to call me Gary, no problem. Just go ahead and do it. Good luck on your long options on Amazon and your short on Apple. That will be interesting for us to follow. Miko25 is here. Hi, Greg and all. Hello, sir. Nice to have you here. Appreciate you. Hope you and your family are doing well. Steve Burns. I almost called you Steve Earnings. Steve Burns, good to see you, bud. Appreciate you being here, sir. Always an honor and a privilege to have you here and to be able to have you in the chat. It's a big deal for me, and I know it's exciting for everyone else. So thank you so much. Steve says, is everyone buckled up for earnings? Not me. I'm staying away. I'm going to be very, very careful today with my selection of trades today because of earnings, but it's going to be a big one, I am sure. I don't know if anybody has any predictions about what's going up and what's going down. I really don't know. We have Amazon and Apple and Google and Facebook. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But good to see you, Steve. David is here. Hey, David. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're feeling better today, bud. Bob is here. Hi, everyone. Hey, Bob. Chris says, a beautiful afternoon to everyone. Beautiful afternoon to you, too, as well, Chris. Hey, Chris, are you still in Kodak? I'd like to get a little backstory about why you bought it and when you bought it. I mean, that's such a big story, and I'm so glad to hear that someone for the group had that. But if you have some time, maybe give us a little detail. Steve Burns says, Apple, Amazon, Google announce after the bell today. So does Facebook, Steve. They were supposed to announce yesterday, but they delayed it till today. So Facebook is on there as well. Frank is here. Hey, Frank, good to see you, my friend. Frank the poet. Always nice to have you here. GM says, Amazon, talk a look. Well, I will take a look. Let's take a look. Yeah. Well, Up today. I'm not surprised it's a little sideways the last few days because of earnings here, but I sure hope that goes up for you. Um, Kamal, hey buddy, good to see you. Kamal says hello to everybody. Thank you for the scan today, my friend. Always appreciated. Brian says, is FLSY and OKTA too stretched to buy? FSLY. Well, shoot, I hate to always be the buzzkill for everybody because I kind of feel like I am that, but we're right at the 1 ATR channel. You're going to hit inherent resistance here at the 1, at the 2, and at the 3. And just as I was teaching my current student Marcus, the further you get away from this value zone, the more the rubber band pulls tight and wants to pull it back. This is right at the level where I don't like to, unless it's a crossover, I don't like to take trades any higher than this 1 ATR channel. And I don't like how it's right here in halfway of this big bar. Let's look at the weekly. It's pretty high on the week as well. I mean, you're up near the 5th ATR channel on the weekly. I'm not saying it can't go up, but from a risk to reward standpoint, this one doesn't make sense to me. Okay, what's our next one? OKTA. Very similar to FSLY, Brian, for me. I like to buy in the value zone. You have the easiest movement. Now that you're at the 1 ATR channel, there is a little resistance there. Kerry Lavorne, one of my teachers over the years, excellent trader. He's the V1, V2 guy. So when you hear me talk about V1s, V2s, he always, no matter what, will sell a third of his position at the 1 ATR channel. He'll sell another third if it keeps going at the second, and he'll sell another third if it keeps going at the third, because 92% of prices fail here, so he's fine to take a third off here, but he always sells one at the 1 ATR channel. He would never buy at the 1 ATR channel. Steve says, VIX rejected at both the 30 EMA and the 200 EMA. Yes, 1 rejections, 2 rejections, 3 rejections, 4. Interesting. Interesting. And the 30, we have the 30? Yes, rejected the 30, which is the blue line. So did not like this area over here. I had a VIX trade today. Interesting one. I will tell you about it in a second. Frank has a poem. Forget the trade that got away. Trades just visit, they don't come to stay. The market is a sea with boundless activity. Don't let regret affect your objectivity. Wow. Forget the trade that got away. Trades just visit, they don't come to stay. The market is a sea with boundless activity. Don't let regret affect your objectivity. Boy, is that true. Is that not just the most best poem ever? And it's true. Don't worry about the trade that got away. I've had so many trades that got away. I have a trade that got away today I'm going to show you. I was out feeding the birds, and I missed it. And yes, I did swear, but it was kind of a lighthearted swear. But you're right. I guess unless your trade was Kodak, I guess then you can cry a little bit about that one, right? But Chris was in it, so that's fantastic. What a great poem. Thank you, Frank. And yeah, don't be mad that you missed a trade and let it affect your trades going forward. GM says, thank you, Gerg. Oh, I'm Gerg now, not Greg. I went from Gary to Gerg. Cal M. Hey, how you doing? Hi, how is SPY looking going into the close? Thank you. Well, we have a V1 today, meaning today we washed out yesterday's low and closing above. But again, I always hate to be the buzzkill here. I would not buy it here at the 1 ATR channel. I mean, I will be buying it for my overnight SPY trade, but that's a little different. I mean, it's very positive that we washed out this low and reversed back up. No doubt about that. But again, I would not be buying up here. But as far as how it looks going into the close, it looks pretty good going into the close. But I mean, we're well off its low. That's positive. But we still are negative on the day. So keep that in mind. I don't know if that helped, Cal. But, you know, I'm pretty picky. I really like to buy in the value zone, which is between the green line here and the green line here. Anywhere in here, to me, is the best place to buy at value, not over value. I like to buy in value, sell over value. I like to buy undervalued, sell back in value. Kamal says, Steve Burns, all set for the after hours popcorn show. You got your popcorn ready, Kamal? Gary says, hi, Greg and group. Hey, Gary M. Good to see you, my friend. Steve says, always fun to watch the show, Kamal. Facebook too. Yep. I was hanging around forever looking for their earnings, and then I read that they delayed them until today. Okay, well, let's get going here. See what's happening. Wow. Talk about a turnaround today. So Kamal and why did I put JCOM here? Who else had? I know, was it just Kamal and I, or was it someone else? Anyway, we bought JCOM yesterday. Under 30, over 30, bullish engulfing bar, V1, double bottom with a bullish divergence, meaning that here we made a low with deep red bars. We rallied green. We went even lower, but even though we were lower, it was positive momentum. This is called the double bottom with a missing right shoulder. This is what I learned studying one-on-one with Dr. Alexander Elder. Bought it here at 55.40. This morning, it looked like it was just going to fall into an abyss, but it rallied like a champion and did hit one profit target here at 56.14. If I hadn't have bought it yesterday, I would be buying it today. I like today even better. Under 30, over 30, bullish engulfing bar. And what I like about it better than yesterday is now it's closing into the value zone. But I already have it, so, but just to point out, if I did not buy it yesterday, I would like it even better today. With the double bottom, the bullish divergence here, pretty good. So glad to hit that one profit target up 1.37%. Okay, excuse me. Speaking of SPY, all right. I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight, take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. Why would I do this? I do this based upon a long-term study from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest on Twitter. Since 1993, they tested every day, 1993, these two approaches. Buy the SPY at the open, hold through the day, sell at the close. This approach, if you'd have used this approach every day since 1993, you'd have returned a negative 13.9% return. Second option, this is the option I use. Buy SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk. That's where I feel like the edge is in this approach, and sell first thing the next morning, return 634.2%. So this way, minus 13.9%. This way, plus 634.2%. Past performance, no guarantee future results, may never work again in the history of the world. Ever, ever, ever. But so far, since 1993, it has. And if I'm going to take a trade, it's going to be a trade that has good back-tested results. You can see the blue lines, the buy in the at the end of the day, selling first thing the next morning. Over time, all it has done is gone up. Although there are big drawdowns, and at the beginning of the year, it was a horror show. It was a horror show, but it's had a huge comeback, and net since I've been using it, it is positive. So it's important if you're going to use this approach to only take a small percentage of your capital to do it with, maybe 5%, maybe 10% of your total capital as far as the dollar amounts that you would buy. But what I have found is you really, in my opinion, other people may have other opinions, but I think if you're going to do this, let me put it this way. I decided that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it every day regardless. And I did skip one day back in March when it was just too brutal. I did skip one day. Liz Ann Saunders is never going to date me if she finds out that I skipped the one day. But I did take one day off. I can't remember if I would have made money or lost money on that day. Anyway, I did buy SPY, so I got a little whooped up on this one. I bought this one at 325.12. Sold it this morning at 321.90. So that was a little bit of that hurt a little bit. Lately it's been up and down, not too big, not too small, but well, this is part of it. This is just how it works. So I will be buying this again today at the end of the day. WBA, Gary, Karen, Kamal, Quad, Dan, and myself did buy Walgreens. This was a nice setup here. We had a false breakout to the downside from this range. We had a V2, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 2 washes out, bar 1, bar 3 close above, bar 1's closed. Bought it here at 40.69. Yesterday, moved up nicely the way it was supposed to. Today, went down with everything but well off of its lows. One thing I do want to point out here, see this red line? This is halfway of the washout bar. This is where it should find some support from a Fibonacci standpoint. And you can see yesterday, it came down almost to that level and rebounded. Today, got right to that level again, moved up. That's why if it closes below this, the halfway of this washout bar, I consider that bearish, and that's would be my stop. Where did I get in? I got in at 40.69 and it's 40.76. So it is up a little bit. So, but the big part here is that it's recovered. So slightly positive. So that's good. FAS. All right. So Kamal bought this here at 31.65. Then Steve, Frank, and Miko and myself bought it a little bit higher up here. Where did my entry go? Well, it's about 33.98 when we had the 520 crossover. Moved sideways, price stayed above the 5 and the 20. The 5 stayed above the 20. Moved up here, took some profits, kind of moved sideways. Had a nice day yesterday. Hit some profit targets up there. It is more than one ATR for my entry. Today, if we close below, darn it. If we close below yesterday's low, I will be taking half my position off. But did buy it at $33.99. It's $35 now. So positive and a nice recovery off of the low. XLRE. All right, I did buy XLRE here. Kamal bought it down here. I don't know what happened to the Kamal's entry, but it was right about here. It was about 34.70. And then I bought it and Gary bought it. Anyone else? No. Bought it at 35.18. Bullish engulfing bar, V1, false breakout to the downside. Bought it here at 35.18. I like this sideways motion. Sideways motion is the most attractive to me. Big moves up, I'm not going to chase them. But sideways motion, consolidation is what I like to buy because things consolidate sideways, then they trend either up or down. And of course, I wanted it to go up, and luckily this time it did. So bought it at 35.18. Had a huge day the next day. Had a huge day yesterday. Scaled out, scaled out, scaled out, scaled out. I always scale out. Today, here's the 250-day moving average. If we close under this 250-day moving average, that will be my stop. Back here, when we closed above the 200, a close below would have been my stop. And then we went way above that, and we also went above the 250. So today, if we close below the 250, I will lock in profits on XLRE. Okay. Oil. I did buy oil back here on a weekly setup. V1 under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, 28.40. I've been in this for like a month and a half, just moving sideways. I bought it at 28.40. It's at 21.88. So it is positive, but it hasn't done much. I think Friday, if there's not another thrust to the upside, I probably just take this one off, but positive at least. All right, those are my swing trades. I've had a fantastic day with day trading today on Apple and VIX. Okay, first trade, I bought on the 5-minute when we went under the 30, over the 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. Bought it here at 375.82. Went up nicely over the 200, was going really well, and then it closed below the 200. So, you know, my signals told me I had to get out. So I did get in at 375.82. I did get out at 376.22. So that was a positive one, which I can't complain about. I can, but no one would listen or care. Okay, second trade. I bought here, higher low, close back above the 200-day moving average. My stop would have been the 200-day. I got in at 377.45. We came up, we rejected the 50-day moving average. That was my exit. So I got in at 377.45. I got out at 378.08. So over 50 cents there. Then, because I love to trade Apple, I bought Apple again here with the V1 rejection of the 200-day moving average. I bought it at 377.24. Took off nicely for me. I got out here when we had a V1 to the downside and rejected the 1 ATR channel. So I got in at 377.24 and I got out at 378.90. So, you know, not huge gains, but decent, right? 3 in a row. So that was good. And then last trade on Apple. We had a higher low V1. We closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We didn't close above it, so considered a higher low V1. I took it here intra-bar when we had the big down day, 1 day sideways, small bar. I took it intra-bar when we had a beautiful V1. Bought it here, 382.23. Took off nicely for me. I got out here when I got at the close of the bar when it got couldn't get up to the third ATR channel, and it was a big bar up, and it was very close to the 70 RSI. So I got in at 382.23 and I got out at 384.23. So a couple bucks on that one. That was a good trade. And that is all there. And then I did have one trade on VIX. Interesting trade on VIX. Here we go. 5-minute bar came down to the -3rd ATR channel, thoroughly rejected the 200-day and the -3rd ATR channel. I bought it here at 29.06. Next bar didn't do much, then had a beautiful bar up, another beautiful bar up. Then we went down, We closed below the previous day's low. I went to sell my position and nothing happened. It showed in the order that it was supposed to sell, but in my portfolio, it still showed it was there. So anyway, I wasn't sure what to do. I called my broker. The broker said, okay, it's going to take me about 25 minutes. Let me call the trading desk and I'll get back with you. I said, so do I have the position or not? And he says, I don't know. So then it started to go down and I was like, gosh, dang it. Right? Because you don't know. You don't know if you have the position or if you don't. So I'm waiting to call me. He calls me here and says, it just didn't go through for some reason. We've reset it. You can sell it whenever you want. So that actually worked out for me because I sold it at 29.30. So I got in at 29.06, got out at 29.30, which is a pretty good move on the VIX. So that was a happy mistake. Although it's never happened to me. It's a little unnerving when you hit sell and it doesn't do anything. Then This is the trade that I regretted when I went out to feed the birds. I would have bought this again, no doubt about it, because you see how we respected the 200-day moving average here? That's a good sign that in the future, if it gets back down, it's going to respect again. I would have bought it here, same way I bought it here, I would have bought it here, and look, it took off. But I was out feeding the birds, so I missed that trade. So kind of like Frank's poem said, you don't regret. I mean, it would have been a great trade. I mean, let's see, I would have got in here, bump, 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 bump. Probably would have gotten out here with the rejection of the 50. But anyway, that's how it goes. Okay. Anyway, great day trading day today. Now let's take a look at your positions. Carmax, Steve and Bob bought Carmax with a 520 crossover. They bought it at 94.90 with the crossover. Initially went down, moved up, was down much more earlier, down slightly today, but well off of its lows. And this has been a good trade for Steve and Bob, up 3.6%. PayPal, Bob and Brian. All right, they bought back here at 174.01. Went up, went down, went back up nicely. They held through earnings, which in this case paid off for them. But when you go through earnings, you have to take the risk. You can either have you can make money very quickly, or you can lose money very quickly. The reason I don't hold through earnings is because I always think about the risk first instead of the reward, right? I'm always concentrating on risk. But in this case, it worked out for them. I'm really glad it worked out for Bob and Brian M, up 4.33% today. Well off of its highs, and it did reject the 70 RSI, and it did reject the 30 ATR channel. IWM, okay, so we have Frank and Steve. They bought IWM using the 1030 SMA crossover. This is a good back-tested approach based upon testing of crossovers. Frank and Steve bought it here at 146.16. Moved up nicely, came down a little bit. Nice up day yesterday. Today, really down, but well off of its lows, so very nice. So far this trade up 1.9%. Very nice. BRKB, Brian bought BRKB, which is Berkshire Hathaway, on the 21st at 190.49. Moved up nicely. We had a little bit of a pullback. Up strong yesterday, got up to that third ATR channel. Today it's down 1%, but again, well off of its lows. Okay, RBA, Glenn bought Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers at 44.60. Initially went down, rallied back up nicely, 1.49% today. So very nice, Glenn. CSX, Frank bought CSX back here at 69.88 at a beautiful, nice, straight up run. Sold 70% of his position before earnings, which is a good practice. He did keep 30% with a stop. It's been down. Yesterday we had a big up bar, but today we have another big down bar, down 2.31%. But I'm glad it's only on 30%, and he locked the 70% up here. Gold, okay, Gary bought gold. This has been a fantastic trade. Bought this here at 162.80 with the 520 crossover, the mechanical approach, the mechanical model, where you just stay in, and look at this run he has had. I think his stop on this is a close below the previous day's low, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like we are going to hold right now. Did bounce off the 5-day, which is good. So very nice trade, Gary. Brian M. Brian bought FireEye yesterday at 15.83. Today down 3.16%, down 50 cents, but holding the halfway of that bar, which at least is positive. And then Brian also bought Procter & Gamble yesterday into earnings, but earnings were good, so he was rewarded for that risk. He bought it at 128.30. It's at 130, 129, up 2.32%. So very nice, guys. And the big thing here today is not so much how much money everyone made, but how much the stock market came back and how much money everyone recovered off of the lows, right? So, all right. Oh, Brian M. Okay. Has JCOM. See, I typed JCOM in again. What am I doing? Brian M. Okay, I think we know who the culprit was, and that was me typing in JCOM. Oh, David is also. Very nice, David. Sometimes when I'm doing my charting at nighttime, I hit the delete button and it kind of deletes sometimes. Kamal says, this is the first time, at least in the last 6 years, I am seeing these 4 report on the same day. Yeah, I've never seen them report on the same day as well. Glenn says, hey, Greg, bonds are flagging a warning. Feel the market will look to sell off into the end of the month and through August. Oh, do you? Let's see. Well, I would say we're due. Yes. I mean, look at bonds. Bonds are up a lot today. That's big. That's a big move for bonds. And look at this move. So, possibly the bond market's pricing in some volatility into the market. And again, we're near the highs on some of these indexes, and VIX, which is normally around $12, $14, has its new low is around the $30 mark. So, 29.31 right now. So yeah, I mean, obviously in bonds and in VIX and volatility, there's definitely, they are pricing in some potential for some issues. No doubt about it. I 100% agree with you, Glenn. Kamal says, I bought XLRE with you. Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I think Gary bought it back here. That's right. Gary bought, because I bought it here. I bought it here. Got out here for a small loss. And Gary was with me, but he kept it. And then Kamal and I bought right here. Yep, that makes sense. Frank says, from what I read, Glenn, Larry Williams would agree with that. Oh, Larry Williams, my teacher, Larry Williams, or is it another Larry Williams? Karen says, at least the birds have been fed. That's right. I'll tell you, they get a little cranky if I don't feed them. They land on the grass and they squawk at me. Brian says, please put me down for buying AMD back at 60. Yes, sir. Oh, I have you here at 60. I just didn't have it up here. Okay. I got you, Brian. Yeah. $18. Which day did you buy it on? Don't the 4 already have all the money? Okay. So listen, before we take a look at the potential end of day candidates, let's switch gears, talk a little bit about trader psychology. This is a great post from Stephen Burns. This is from the New Traders, Rich Traders group on Facebook. If you're not in this group, you should apply because it's a really good group, serious traders. Let's see what Steve has to say. No matter how big your profits are, there are always people with bigger profits. Don't let ego get into your mind. Always focus on improving yourself and stop comparing. Look at this. Kevin Hart, boy, pretty small compared to The Rock. The Rock, pretty small compared to Shaq. Shaq, pretty short compared to Yao Ming, right? So, I mean, this is just kind of funny here, right? I was looking at this. I think Kevin Hart would probably come up to about here on Yao Ming, if I'm doing the math right. But the point here is, listen, everybody has their day in the sun with trading, depending on what approach they use. Don't look at other people who are doing well and go, what am I doing wrong? Your day will come. Don't compare what somebody makes. If they make a huge amount and you only made a little amount, because the days that they're down, they're going to lose a huge amount. You're only going to lose a little amount, right? So sometimes people are on a good run. Stick with your plan. Do what you want to do. Don't change things because other people are doing it. Your time will come. Every trading approach has its time when you're in phase. You're making money when you're in phase with the market. You're losing money when you're out of phase. And, the point here, just don't compare your trading to other people's trading. Just create a good trading plan, follow the plan. Sometimes they're going to do better. Sometimes you're going to do better. But don't try to piggyback or switch systems all around if they're not doing well. Find a good one, has an edge, follow it through, right? And don't worry about if people are making money or losing money or comparing yourself to people. So anyway, I thought this was fun from Steve. This is hilarious. Rock looks really big here. He looks really short here. Shaq looks really big. And Shaq is smaller than Yao Ming. So anyway, if you're a basketball fan, it's kind of fun seeing those two together. So, okay, I'm running late. Okay. Now remember, everybody, please wait until the end of the day to tell me about your entries and exits, okay? I will get them, but you just have to wait for me. Yeah, I have Gary here. 35, 10. Okay. I don't want to make the chart too busy. 722. All right. There we go. Okay. Frank, I bought now. Okay. All right, please, everybody, please wait till the end because I'm running out of time. $426.32. Okay, that's it. I'm not putting any more up there until the end, okay? Steve says, LOL, that was a great one on the size comparison. Gary says, that was just to let you know before you were trying to figure it out. Okay. All right, here we go. Adobe. Adobe has a nice higher low V1 rejection of the -1 ATR channel, and it has a 520 crossover. At least it did. 436.69, 436.48. So yes, there is a crossover. This does back test well. Plus you have the rejection in the -1 ATR channel and the crossover. I do like it. JCOM. Okay, already have this, but if I did not have it, I would be buying it today. GoDaddy, false breakouts to the downside, bullish engulfing bar, close above the 200-day moving average. It's a 43.29 RSI. It's not bad. It's certainly not bad. Rejection of the 50-day moving or 50-week moving average. When's earnings? That's not for a while. That one's pretty good as well. IBB does have a false breakout to the downside in V1. It's a little too close to 50 RSI for me. ZYXI, rejection of the 100-day moving average and a V1. It's a little bit too big of a bar yesterday, so I'm going to pass on that one. BMRN, it's a nice V1, false breakout to the downside, but it has the 5 and the 20 and the 10 above it. It has rejected the -1 ATR channel and really close to the 50, so I'm going to pass on that one. Vertex Pharmaceuticals, same, false breakout to the downside, V1, but it's already rejected the -1 ATR channel. USO, well, way off of its low, but no, I wouldn't buy this and I already have it. Work, See, this one's better because you have a V1. The bars were not big. You've rejected the -2 ATR channel. It's okay. Has the 100 right there. I mean, it's okay, but I think I'm going to pass on this one as well. GMAB. Nice reversal, but not a V1. Netflix. Here's the thing. We made a lower high, then we washed out the low. Now we've made another lower high. In order for me to get interested in this, we've made a lower high. I need to wash this out. I would rather buy Netflix down here around the 50-day moving average. It is a V1. It is in the value zone, but we have a lower high above it without washing out the lows. VGR. Back in the value zone, but no. STAA. Well, this is extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. We have the 1 ATR channel. We have this high over here acting as resistance. It's very bullish, but I just don't like the risk to reward on this one. The way I look at this is around here or here. This is probably where it's going to stall out, and where's going to be your stop? All the way back down here. So that one doesn't make sense. EDU, bullish engulfing bar, V1 back in the value zone, but we're right in the middle of this big down bar. Big down bar, 50% is going to act as resistance. That it has a confluence with the 10 and the 20 here, so I'm going to pass on that. Disney, it's nice. It's rejection of the -1 ATR channel and a V1 and a false breakout to the downside, but what concerns me are all these moving averages and the 50 RSI just lurking above. MU, one's not bad. False breakout to the downside, rejection of the 50, rejection of the 200, plus a V1, and it's over the 50 RSI. This one's much better. QURE, under 30, over 30, rejection of the -1 ATR channel, double bottom with a bullish divergence. We're going low, we went green, we went lower, we're very deep red here, very undeep red here. This low went red, green, red. This one's tempting. Yeah, that one's tempting. Under 30 over V2. Looks like we rejected the low here. Okay. I do like Adobe over the 50, V1, and the crossover. JCOM, we already have GoDaddy. I'm not going to buy Adobe and GoDaddy. I'm not going to buy two in the same. Not a lot of volume on GoDaddy. Not a lot of volume on Adobe either. Micron is not bad. All right, I was telling you before about confluences, right? So let's see. JCOM is software. WBA is retail. FAS is financial. XLRE is real estate. Okay. I think I'm just going to go with Adobe. I'm just going to narrow it down to Adobe. So the 5 is 436.70 and the 20 is 436.50. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to concentrate on Adobe. That's the only thing I'll be buying today. Let's see, do I have to get out of anything? Walgreens looks fine. XLRE, if we lose that 250-day moving average, I will be getting out of XLRE. And that's at 36.24. So it's hovering right there. 36.24 is my trailing stop with that 250. I'm not buying Apple. All right. Okay, we have about 9 minutes. Nice trade, Frank, on now. Steve says, "Hello, okay." Okay, and Gary, message retracted. All right. All right, so the Dow's down 222 points. NASDAQ is up 49 points, so tale of two cities there. Let me just make sure I have my SPY order in. Yep. So the only what I'm concentrating on right now is XLRE. If we close below 36.24, that's my trailing stop, and Adobe. It's rejection of the -1 ATR channel. It's the V1 above the 5, the 10, and the 20. Plus we have a crossover, which does backtest well if you do the backtest. So that's what I'm going to be buying, but I'm sure it's going to be affected by the Apple or the by the tech earnings today, but their earnings are already passed. Alan C is here. Hey Alan, good to see you. I appreciate you coming. Hope you're having a nice day, my friend. So GM is buying at the Amazon 821 calls, and she is shorting Apple. So we know where she sits. Does anyone have any other theories or guesses about what's happening? Star Battle. Hey, good to see you, Star Battle. I haven't seen you before. VCBD. VCBD. That's not the right one. VCBD. VCBD. I can't pull that one up on my charts. Star Battle. Sorry about that. VCBD. VCBD. Yeah, I put it in there right. Yeah, on my charts on Trade Navigator here, that does not let me pull that up. I don't know, maybe it's on the OTC market. Low float, bottom bounce play. Yep. Well, if it has a low float, then it can move a lot easier because there's fewer shares out there. Okay. All right, we have 5 minutes. JCOM's doing great. SPY, that was a bad overnight SPY trade, but I will be taking another whack at it today. WBA, right about where I bought it, but it is holding the stop level. FAS, down today, but still up on the trade. Apple, boy, it's going to be interesting to see what Apple does. And VIX, it's much higher today. Let's see what it's doing intraday now. Oh, it's starting to poke its head down. All right, well, Adobe is my pick, is my only position I'm going to take today. And I'm going to put it up here. Right, we have about 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and buy it right now. Oops, what did I do? All right, Adobe, hello. Okay. All right, so I'm all squared away on Adobe. Only thing I have to watch here is real estate. I'm looking for a close below 36.24. If it closes above 36.24, I will keep it. Glenn says Amazon beats on revenue. Apple, Facebook, and Google lower revenue. All drop after reporting. Interesting. All right, well, let's see if Glenn is correct. $36.26 on XLRE. So Amazon beats on revenue. I agree with that. Apple, Facebook, and Google lower revenue. That makes sense. All drop after earnings. So Glenn thinks it's baked into the cake, which it very well might be. Apple looks like it's running into the end of the day. Yep, Apple's running. All right. 1 minute to go. So everyone's piling in Apple here. I think my XLRE is going to be okay. Ooh, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with these earnings. Okay, that's it. Listen, if you have any questions, if you have any new additions or subtractions on your positions, please let me know. Just put them on in the chat here before we get to earnings. Real quick, I'm just going to do my quick plug. Just remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I've had really good success with my clients. I have been trading for 24 years. I've studied one-on-one with some of the great traders and authors out there, like Stephen Burns, our friend right here in the chat, Dr. Alexander Elder, Kerry Lavorne, and the aforementioned Larry Williams. And the course that I teach, it's a 15-hour course, 5 sessions, 3 hours. It's intensive. There's lots of back and forth. We do lots of chart study. I ask you a lot of questions at the end. I'll be asking you, break this chart down. What looks better? This chart, that chart. Where's your entries? Where's your exit? What looks better? This stock, that stock. Everything. I teach you exactly how I trade and how I've been successful trading. So if you thought about taking the lessons with me, reach out to me. You can send me an email via or you can send me a message via email, and the email is in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter at Gossett Trading. And if you do contact me, I'll say, hey, how's it going? Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. There's no sales pressure. I'm not even going to ask you whether or not you want to take the course. All I want to do is talk to you, get to know you a little bit better, find out about your trading, your history, your challenges, your goals, and it's a good time for you to ask me any questions about the course. And then I'll say, it's nice talking to you. Think about it. If you're interested, you can email me back. So I just want to make sure that you realize it's not a sales call. It's just an information call to see if we're a good fit. It is $1,000, but I think it's well worth it. I really do. I think you'll be glad that you took it. So reach out to me if you're interested. And then if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. Helps build the channel. If you could share on social media, that would be nice as well. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That way you'll make sure that you know whenever we go live. So, all right. Let's take a look here. Brian says, Apple had store closings multiple times. That will hurt. Gary. Okay, so Gary is in JCOM. Gary M. Gary M is in JCOM. Kamal is in Adobe. Where did I get filled on Adobe? All right, so I bought Adobe at $438.89, and I bought SPY at, where's my SPY? $323.96. Okay, so I have Kamal on Adobe, and I got filled at $338.89. Okay. Karen is in JCOM. Okay, we got you down, Karen. And Brian M says, add XPO. Is that a position that you got in today, Brian? All right. All right, I don't see any earnings yet. I see Apple up $1.14. All right, so JCOM, Karen, Gary, David, Brian, and Kamal. And and I got filled on SPY at 323. 323.96. Boom. All right, WBA is fine. FAS, fine. Nice recovery. XLRE kept me in the trade. Oil down, but big recovery. And then the new signal with Adobe. Brian, where did you get in XPO at? Kamal says Apple is usually 30 minutes after the close. Okay. Well, I don't know if I can hold on for that one. So if Marcus is out there listening today, looking forward to our second lesson tonight. Facebook reported. Up 4%. Nice. Up $9. I have some friends that have Facebook, so that is good news for them. $86.34. All right, good luck on that trade, Brian. Excuse me. All right, so SPY's up a little bit after hours. Where's our Amazon at? I don't have Amazon, but just wondering. Up 106 points, 199 points. So they must have beat. So the tech seem to be doing well. You know, you just never know with earnings, right? That's why, in my opinion, it's good to stay away from them, because it's nice to make $100 on Amazon over, you know, in 2 minutes, but you know, it's focusing on the risk, in my opinion, is the most important. Very nice, GM. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Hearts, loves, and kisses. Very nice. Amazon should get 3,300. Oh, that'd be another 125 points away. Apple's up $2.50. Probably just anticipating that. So we have Google and Apple left, right? Whoo, Amazon's up 143 now. Very nice, GM. Very nice. Tomorrow and next week, Amazon has more up, says GM. Good call, my friend. Good call. All right. Google's up 1% after hours. Facebook is up 6% after hours. GM says, Facebook, I will go up to 300, 350 better than Apple or Google. Wow, Facebook's up 5.6% now. Brian says, okay, so Facebook, Brian has Facebook. Seven one. Okay. $235. Okie doke. Oh, and you also have it on 7/6, 7/17. Okay. At 242.98. Okay. And you also have Amazon. At on 7/6. Yeah, I was kind of hoping Adobe be up as well. We're at 30.57. Okay. Brian M. Okay, I think we got all those straight. GM is short Apple here. Okay, noted. With options or with stock, GM? I'm just gonna, I don't know about the options, but I'm just gonna put GM here so you're on the board long. Right here. With Amazon calls. $3,400. $821 calls. 3,400. Okay. Well, I hope those are up for you. I don't know, you know, of course they price in volatility for earnings, so I don't know if Amazon has outdone the what was priced into the options for the volatility. Possibly. Oh, Apple's only up $1 now. All right, just waiting on Apple earnings. Apple's only up 24 cents now. Amazon's up 151 points. Wow. Facebook's up 7.5%. GM says max 415.20 on Apple. It will not get above 425. No way. Now Apple's back up $4. Wow. Now 2. Oh, there's a $1.70 spread. That's why. Qs are up 1%. SPY's up $1. That's good. Dan says, thanks for your teaching, Greg. Great day, everyone. You too, Dan. Thanks for saying hi, buddy. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your day as well. Thanks, Gary M. Have a great afternoon, Greg. Enjoy your hike. I will, sir. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. All right, sorry about all the dead air, but Brian, why doesn't Alphabet ever move like the other big stocks? I don't know. Are their earnings out? Alphabet revenue drops 2% from last year. Uh-huh. Oh, they're up $24 after hours. Okay, so just waiting on Apple here. Amazon's up $208 now. I think that's what Amazon was expected to move. I think 6% was implied into the volatility of the options. GM says, yay, Amazon, thank you. Brian says, year-to-date return is lower than others. GM, 220 points so far. Very nice, GM, beautiful. Okay, 300 points wouldn't be bad. No, it would not. Apple's up $5 now. So I think we have about 4 minutes until earnings come out. Google's only up $2.90 now. Facebook's up about 8%. Alphabet reports first revenue decline in company history. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, even Ford's up 3.86%. Good for Ford. SPY's up $1.60. That's good for the overnight SPY trade. I think we're getting close. We're getting close. Congrats to the overnight millionaires. Yeah, no doubt. Amazon's up 167 now. Facebook's up 7%. Google's up $4 is all. Wow, $3 spread on Apple. Oh, now it's 57 cents. Oh, it's up $12. $13. So they must have pretty good earnings. Up $16. Wow. Okay, so it looks like Apple definitely beat. So listen, that's it for today. Please go out and try to do something nice for somebody today. Just a hello, a smile, a wave, a nice gesture, and try to do that for a human and also for an animal each day. That would make the world a nice, better place. So hope you have a good rest of your day. Please hit the thumbs up button if you don't mind. I would really appreciate that before we got out of here. And congratulations to everybody that was right on earnings. And should be an interesting day tomorrow. So be good, be safe. I'm going to go hike. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity.